Hello, everyone. I am Scott Lowe. This is Justin Rubio.
Hey.
And we are in Las Vegas for CES 2014. Justin, you just got back from a little event. You might have heard it from this company. It's called Sony.
Yeah, they're a small startup. Yeah. No, Sony had their press conference tonight. One of the first of many Sony-related events going on during CES.
Yeah.
But this one was their first solo one, night before CES actually starts.
Yeah.
And they showed off a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, for those uninitiated, CES every year, Sony comes out and they're kind of the first big press conference of the evening. They kind of kick off like the rest of the show, and they kind of unleash all of their big tech for the year, kind of like so.
Right.
So just take us through it. What was like the first like big thing they announced?
So obviously we had Kaz there.
Yeah,
that was the big thing. We had Kaz Hirai there. Their first started out with 4K. I mean, really, this CES
big surprise.
Yeah, this CES more than anything else is about 4K. The thing that Sony was kind of pointing out is that they're handling 4K from the start to the end, making the cameras, making the televisions. They're working with providers to get the content to you. So they showed off, they have a new 4K Handycam, which is supposed to be for consumers. It starts at $2,000.
You know,
take that as
where most consumers start.
That's always where I start with my cameras. But they also showed new 4K televisions. They had an interesting one there that has this wedge design. You know, usually we see pretty much most TVs we see now, really slim, really thin bezels. This one kind of said whatever. Like the whole thing is shaped on a wedge going downwards, and what it allowed Sony to do was to put bigger speakers on the actual television.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, because when they try to cram it into a thin display, like it's really kind of small drivers that kind of produce like a very tin-like sound.
Right. They expect you to go out and buy their other products for sound,
which in a lot of cases is not unreasonable. But if you want like something like that, like or you want all-in-one solution, that kind of makes sense.
Right. And after you spend the money that you do on a 4K television, which they didn't have the pricing for, you'd like it if speakers were already included.
Yeah. I mean, the pricing is such a rare thing at CES these days.
Yes.
It's like they come out and they're like, "There's this amazing thing. You can't buy it.
Right.
We won't tell you when you buy it, and we won't tell you how much it's going to cost. But get hyped."
Yeah.
So in addition to 4K, what else they got?
They showed off this new wearable called a Core, and it's just this little tiny. It's just a little tiny gadget, little tiny housing, and you can set it up. You can put it in like watches or a necklace or anything like that. And what it does is track your movements throughout the day. So it tracks how much you walk, how long you sleep, how good your sleep is. It's able to do that as well.
Oh, that would be terrible.
So that it works with an app, and then you get to see like how your day is. So that if you wanted to, you get to make adjustments to, if you want to exercise a little more, or if you're not sleeping enough, you're able to see it. That one is a little interesting. I don't know exactly how much everybody wants to track absolutely everything they do, but Sony's kind of making that jump to see what they want.
Yeah. And then on the mobile front, we saw the return or the rebirth of sorts of the Xperia Z. It's kind of back.
Yeah.
Kind of the same, but kind of different.
Right. We got the Xperia Z1S, which is...
Great title, by the way.
Yeah, adding an S. Come on.
Yeah.
It's essentially the Z1. This one's going to T-Mobile. They got new image processing. They have some new software. One of the nice ones with the camera on the Z1S, it lets you defocus the background in the photos using the camera app. So like, if you're not good enough to set that up, or smartphone cameras do have a lot of limitations, you're able to make your photos look more artistic, look more planned out.
Throw on that depth of field.
Yeah, throw on the depth of field. But essentially it's the same thing as Z1. That one is coming out for T-Mobile exclusively though. And then they announced the Z1 Compact, which if we saw it from HTC or Samsung, it would have been called a Mini.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what it is. It's a smaller form factor. It's 4.3 inches, smaller battery, 720p display, but it's got the same processor, same great camera that's on Sony phones.
What about PlayStation? I mean, as gamers, we were very excited to potentially see something from PlayStation. Not so much.
Unfortunately, they did not discuss PlayStation at all.
Like, at all?
Well, I mean, they have two more events going on just this week.
So yeah, we've got Kaz Hirai who's doing a keynote speech
for CES
to kick off CES.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming that's going to be kind of generally targeted about the general state of the industry. But then Sony's actually hosting a small event, kind of a private press-only thing.
Right.
To show off something new. We don't know what it is. It could be kind of interesting.
Could be.
We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, that's pretty much it from Sony. But for all things CES, including crazy bendable displays, you got the crazy 3Ds, and smartphones of all variety, head over to IGN.com/CES.